Audio test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That appears to be working there. Might have had a little audio there. Okay, so the stream is on. Did you get your notification? Oh, right there at the top. Make sure I hear myself. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. All right. It's not. My screen's blurry, but the overall screen's not. I got to fix that. I think that's a setting. Yeah. As long as it's not blurry on the main thing, we're good there. So, share week 5. High School Huddle on YouTube. Just got that notification. Week 5 post. Okay. Any comments yet? I'm looking for comments to see if my vMix thing is working. Let me turn it on here on. Find post. High School Huddle. Okay. Remember, if you don't got ears, it's going to be this one.
No ears.
Find the sweet spot for it. Okay. We're looking to begin at 5:51. Guthrie still down. What does that mean, Caleb Lance? Guthrie still down. Okay, so I need to...
What does that mean?
I don't know what that means.
Who's Caleb?
More importantly, I'm not getting the notifications. View. Oh, it's on overlay 4. Let me change. Oh, comments. Okay. Let me go to the YouTube feed real quick. Show starts officially at 5:52. So just so everybody knows, you just tuned it in. Show begins. Okay, go to Get the News page. Subscribe, which is this one right there. Subscribe, yep. Your channel. There it is. Comments, audio, or comment, test, send. Oh, I think I didn't have them turned on.
Oh, boy.
There they are. There they are. Thank you, thank you. Caleb Lance. Should be a good game Friday, I believe. Oh, Caleb. Is Caleb like just getting a Rise 5A fan here? Oh, okay.
He's a trickster.
Oh, yeah. I thought something.
Caleb's a trickster. I took my hat off. I was getting ready to start stretching.
Well,
I thought we were going to have to do something.
Well, I forget.
I can't do anything.
I was thinking news in my mind. I do that on the side. I was thinking news. I was thinking internet, power, something. So.
Oh, your best friend just tuned in.
Thank you, Caleb. I was just you had me for a second, but I'm glad you tuned in.
Your best friend just joined us.
I have a friend?
Your best friend.
My best friend?
Yeah.
Maybe they'll comment, and I can see who my best friend is.
Your best friend?
Yeah.
Probably not. No, he'll say hi to you.
Oh, I think I might know who you're talking about.
Not me, but he'll say hi to you. He's a little mean that way.
Okay. So the comments are working. Awesome.
And there we have it.
You put him in. You gave him no choice. It hasn't popped up yet.
Right.
Oh, there it is. I like to get it official on the screen here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep, Chris's best friend.
Unable to see Mr. Chappell today. I was busy. Lady J softball, by the way. Pretty darn good.
They are good. Yeah. A lot of youngsters.
Yeah. They start 4 freshmen.
Yeah.
A couple of sophomores.
Future looks bright for the Lady Jays.
Yeah. Caleb, I just found your page this week. Listen to the older podcast. Looking forward to listening to the live this week.
Oh, boy. A little pressure now. Caleb's listening
Well,
live.
hey, we don't edit anything, so.
Well, curse words. And,
Oh.
Yeah. Things like there you go. That's the one. Chris cusses a lot, Caleb.
Let's see here.
Oh.
That's not correct. Not correct. Okay.
I've heard you curse, like, bad curse words literally twice.
Was I mad?
Oh, yeah. You were hot.
What was it? Do you remember?
Oh, I can't say because everybody will know what I'm talking about. Exactly.
And we're also on 93.7 FM KSBI. I didn't get the station. I just found out we're not connected. We connect with the station through our mixer, through a codec. It's a tie line deal. Didn't connect, so our backup is always the station will pull up our YouTube feed.
Is that what they're doing?
That's why the Ultra.
Oh boy, he's geeking out on us.
Hold on. That's why it's always important to have ultra low
cholesterol.
That would be good too.
Yeah, I wish I could have some of that.
Ultra low latency. Latency is what I was looking for.
What's that do? What's latency do?
Shorter. It's only a 3-second delay on YouTube. So I just said YouTube, and then our people at home just heard YouTube. So
Parker says new location.
Caleb said, "Oh boy, listen on my way to church." Good way. That's a good. Listen to this show, then go to church is a pretty good.
Pretty good idea.
Pretty good. New location. Yes, we're in the parts unknown. Oh.
Why are we freezing? Oh, live video interrupted.
Must be your internet or something.
That's not the parts unknown we're at.
We're on in 3 minutes. We'll be 15 seconds early. Cody Knox, good to see you on YouTube. He says, "Hey Chris, hey Phil."
Hey Cody. Cody's isn't he a volunteer fireman?
Yes, Langston.
Cody?
Yep.
Yeah, appreciate that, Cody.
Mm-hmm. He does some of our. He's done a graphic or two.
Yeah, he's really talented.
Yeah. I try to get Parker to come write news.
Parker doesn't like us.
Yeah, he's
out on us.
Something happened.
Yeah, one of those 2 times you cursed.
So anyway, the Cheyenne back in our Stillwater studio is going to get our YouTube feed and then send it out on the airways that way.
I got signed up for YouTube TV today.
Oh, you went through.
Had to do it twice.
Well, they bill you twice for that too.
No, I can't. I had to cancel because of their technical.
Oh,
that was.
And I led you that way.
You did.
There's a chance that we might be canceling our YouTube subscription, YouTube TV subscription. It's a true.
Literally, my wife said, "Well, if Chris is using it, I know it's been vetted, so that's the best one. You're going to tell her, not me."
Well,
no, you're telling her.
T. Fred's watching on Facebook. T. Fred, you got to go to YouTube. The cool kids are over on YouTube.
Whoa! What about all the people who are watching on Facebook? Right? You say Mr. Chappell's not cool?
Be cooler, the cool kids. They're really cool kids. You know how you have the disputes. If this company don't agree with us, we're going to drop this channel, and this channel, and this channel, and then they end up agreeing. Sometimes. NBC, so like 15 channels could be going away if YouTube TV and NBC don't come to an agreement this week.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
So you're not really leaving.
It's on the table.
You're threatening.
I'm threatening. Yes. But the good thing about that is you can cancel any time. That's why cutting the stream is always good. Oh, here's the station.
Caleb, I agree. JD's a great guy over at Moore.
Hey, Cheyenne.
Always fun to talk to JD.
All right, 15 seconds.
And then Parker says, tell me when. You know I'm always down to work with you guys. Oh, boy. Comes number 3.
Oklahoma, huddle up. It's time to go inside the High School Huddle on Hot 93.7 FM. The High School Huddle will take you where you want to go with coaches, players, your phone calls, texts, and tweets. Join the huddle and let's talk high school sports.
It is the High School Huddle here on week number 5 of the high school football season. So glad to have you on board on this Wednesday night, along with Cheyenne in our Hot 93.7 FM studios in Stillwater. Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you. It is going to be a fun week of high school football. Week number 4 was a great week of football with district play. A lot of highlights to get to. One game was kind of ugly. 47 penalties in one game. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But before we get going, a big thank you to our title sponsor once again this year is our good friends over at Generations Church. Love God, love people, serve both well. You can find them at generationsguthrie.com and obviously on Facebook as well. Big thank you to Pastor Josh Seabolt and his team out there. It's a really good team. And Pastor Seabolt's getting all sophisticated on that. I can't even say the word. He's getting all diplomas and graduations and plaques and awards and all that good stuff. He's just
I got a trophy once. I was 8.
You're right. Well, you got a trophy up here.
Oh, my banana.
Yeah,
Is that really mine though?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
We'll have to call the city councilman that sent that out.
County commissioner.
County commissioner. Yeah, sorry, county commissioner sent that out.
So
one and the same.
Yeah. So we got a lot to talk about here. Hey, Rook, we haven't been able to bring this up, and I just now thought of it when you got here at the Underground Studios, parts unknown. But name, image, likeness, NIL.
Yeah.
This is going to be weird to hear from you because you're all about capitalism and making money.
Sure.
Your thoughts on that? I don't like it.
Why? You can't just say I don't like it and not back up why.
I know. Do
you want me to tell you why you don't like it?
Why don't I like it?
Because it's different, and you don't like anything to change.
I don't like different.
You do not like anything to change. Nothing. 0. That's why you don't like it.
That might be it.
I mean, I see the concerns that people have.
Yeah.
But I always chuckle a little bit because they always say, well, it's going to screw up college football. It's going to all be about money. Well, it's already all about money.
It's just
now the kids are getting some of the money.
It's all a lot of it.
And a lot of it. You can, and then there was a criticism, well, a lot of these kids haven't done anything yet and they're getting me. Well, if the market will bear it and pay it, who are we to tell them they can't make money off their image, their likeness?
Right.
So somebody's willing to pay Spencer Rattler a couple $1 million. Good for him. Somebody's willing to pay the freshman kid at Alabama a couple $1 million. Good for them.
What about the high school kid that left high school?
That was because the state legislation in Texas passed a law that said if you accepted NIL money, they can't do anything about you accepting it, but they said if you accept it, you're immediately ineligible to play high school sports. So he didn't want to do that.
Right.
The legislators forced his hands on that. You got coaches making millions. You got athletic directors, athletic departments making, in some cases, billions. TV rights, billions. You got all these people profiting off this except for the kids that are actually performing the activity. So I say good for the kids. I don't, is it going to change things? Sure. Are people worried that it's going to affect recruiting? Do you really believe there's not cheating going on right now in college sports? Do you think this is what's going to cause cheating now or an unfair advantage? Alabama's already got an advantage over everybody. You know why? Because they kick the dog duty out of everybody every time they play.
Almost have
duty.
Okay.
But I mean, so it's not, I think it's a whole lot to do about nothing personally.
I I think these companies have probably be a little bit smarter because they're paying Spencer Rattler a couple million. He's not worth a couple million right now. He's cashed more checks and he's thrown touchdown passes.
Well, I also think it's crazy that people are all over Spencer Rattler. You can put Tom Brady behind that offensive line at OU right now, and good luck.
That's Parker's question. Are you okay with kids getting booed if they make money?
Well, I'm okay with somebody getting booed if they don't make money. I mean, I really am. I don't care. I mean, people can react the way they want to react. Yeah. I think it's stupid for a home crowd to chant for the backup quarterback on a home game, home crowd. It was a student section. I talked to people there, which I expected it was. Now, what that does speak to is Spencer Rattler a good student? What I mean by that, is he a good guy around campus? Because I have a feeling if he was a good guy around campus, he probably wouldn't be getting booed.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know that he's not, but again, last game, Spencer Rattler completed 72% of his passes, had 1 touchdown and 1 interception, threw for 270, almost 80 yards, and led him on a 95-yard drive for the winning field goal. There's still a lot of schools, OU, that would like to change quarterbacks with you. So I think his expectations were so high coming into the year, that anything beyond 3-4 touchdowns a game with no picks and 400 yards, people are going to say, well, he's having a bad year. But I'm telling you, that offensive line, they can't get a running game going in Norman. The offensive line is, in my opinion, just not good right now. It doesn't mean they won't be. But saying all that, OU's 4-0. Ohio State like to be 4-0. Clemson like to be 4-0.
Yep, absolutely.
So, I think the Spencer thing's way overdone right now.
Well, I just knew NIL. We haven't had a chance to get to it quite yet.
I think it's awesome.
But anyway, hey, I thought there's a lot of games to get to. I guess did you pick Cushing last week? Tuttle Cushing?
I did. I picked Cushing.
Yeah. I remember.
Got that one wrong.
I just remember. I want to make sure we got that out of the way before.
Yeah, I got it wrong. You going to point out the ones you got wrong?
Well, Stigler.
Oh.
Stigler, the fighting Doug Ogles, take down Stigler.
Well, and I even called you out for going against Doug last week.
I know.
This is what happens.
I saw him today. He's in good spirits.
Oh yeah,
he's in good spirits. But Tuttle, we talked about that defense, and big time 4A showdown last week. Number 1 versus number 2, and it really wasn't that close.
Yeah.
As Tuttle won at 22-7. We'll see what Phil and I did with our 4A rankings, how far Cushing comes down.
Yeah.
I will say Cushing's still in the top 5, but we're at in the top 5. We'll see here in a little bit. But what a great District 4A2 opener that was.
Unreal.
And I really think Tuttle's going to be there at the very end just because of that defense. 22 points will win them a lot of games this year.
A lot of games because their defense is unbelievably good.
Senior running back Cannon West had a good game, as well as junior Tyler Woodson in the running game for them. Now, here's the game that I'd like to talk about here a little bit. Another big game. This one was in 6A2. Choctaw versus Booker T. Washington. I think this was like a number 2 versus number 3 or 2 versus 4 in our top 5 polls. But Choctaw takes down Booker T. Washington 29-20. And really the story of this one was there was 47 penalties in the game, and the stud for Tulsa, Washington, Gentry Williams, was kicked out of the ball game in the second quarter for his second unsportsmanlike penalty. There was a thing, Bill Hastings wrote an article of this for the Tulsa World, and he said it wasn't really dirty.
Yeah.
It was chippy a little bit, but it wasn't. When you hear 47 penalties, you're thinking unsportsmanlike all over the place, but that really wasn't the case. It was just officiating crew that had to get together several times and discuss things. So it just took a long time to play, as you would imagine. 47 penalties combined between the two teams, but Choctaw gets the impressive win over the Booker T 29-20.
Yeah, two very good football teams. I mean, I'll be honest with you. You see 47 penalties, it makes me wonder, and I'll catch some flack for this, but I mean, really, 47 penalties?
Quite a bit.
You can't manage a game any better than that as an officiating crew.
Well, maybe they were
47 penalties.
Maybe they were forced to throw the flag 47 times.
Well, I think it's also said in the article that they had to go tell the coaches that basically everybody had an unsportsmanlike, and the next one they were out of the game.
And that's what happened to Williams on a.
But that tells me they never had control of the game.
Yeah.
In my opinion, a good crew, you establish it early, do what you need to do early, and then you just call the game. But 47 penalties, I mean, that's got to be some kind of record.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
it's up there. I don't know what the record is, but it's in the conversation. I certainly think
no
so.
doubt.
The Moore Lions, my Moore Lions, basically boosting them to a 4-0 record right now. But they are city champs in Moore as they take down their Counterpoint Southmore 42-0. We were able to visit with J.D. Northcutt last week, talk about Moore Lion football. But 42-0, they're 4-0. They're my top five. Edmond Santa Fe number 6. If I can, Moore's undefeated, and I think Moore will stay undefeated this week as they take on Edmond North. So Moore has a great chance to be 5-0, and
good for them.
The wife was here as we got new equipment in, video equipment in here.
Is that why she's not here? Does she have to go work?
No, she went to the grocery store to get some items for the
Phil Mart.
The fancy Phil Mart. Yeah. But got some new gear today.
Yeah, you did.
And so we were talking about Tanner Ruff, of course, grew up here in Guthrie, played over football in Minco. He's the head coach at Edmond North. And we were both said we can't get little, 10-year-old Tanner Ruff out of our mind.
Yeah.
And now he's the head coach at Edmond North. Been there for a few years, but crazy stuff. But anyway, Edmond Santa Fe takes down 49-21 over Edmond Memorial. Edmond Santa Fe starting to get into that part of the schedule. They had a really tough schedule to begin the season with, but
a lot of W's coming.
A lot of W's headed their way. So it's going to be interesting. 6A won in the big game this week. By the way, we'll have a new number 1.
Yes, we
in
will.
6A1.
We will.
Your Owasso Rams.
Well, it's early.
Everyone's kind of bored with the regular season.
I mean, they'll be fine by the end of the year. Owasso's still my pick to win it all.
All right. Union wins that game 10-7.
Yeah, good ball game.
Yeah.
Good defensive game if you like defense. But Jinx, Union, Owasso. I mean, those are the 3 big cats in 6A1.
Let me get to by the way, Bixby won.
Shocker.
We have to get that out of the way. They've won 40 consecutive games in a row. Remember the last team to win 40 in a row was the Carl Albert Titans, who couldn't get to 41 back in 2019. Yeah. Piedmont Wildcats stopped them. But, of course, Carl Albert got a little bit of revenge. Later on in the playoffs.
Yeah.
When that one.
Yeah, they did. But that's the most significant win for Piedmont in the last several years. And it would be most teams' most significant win. Yeah. I mean, it was a shocker. We were coming back from Guyman, remember?
Yes.
We heard about that, so real shocker.
We'll be in Guyman here in a couple of weeks.
I feel a flu coming on.
Flu.
Yeah.
I didn't know the flu was still around.
Well, it's coming back.
It's coming back.
2 weeks.
It's coming back. All right. Another big 6A2 ball game last week, and we're going to get to some performances. We're also going to talk about the games of the week, and I think we might dedicate the next segment, a good portion of that segment to Guthrie Carl Albert.
Yeah.
A big matchup in 5A football. But real quick, another score I want to get to in 6A2. Stillwater goes on the road and takes down Deer Creek 35-28, and I do believe that game was in overtime. So Stillwater back on their winning ways. And
first loss of the year for Deer Creek.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So 3-1, and
I'm trying to find my Stillwater. Oh, there it is. Gage Gundy found Ty Smithen for an 11-yard touchdown with 8 seconds left, and then Stillwater defense was able to stop Deer Creek for the victory. So. I know a lot of happy Pioneer fans in the Stillwater area.
6A2 has became – it's just good football.
Yeah, it has.
I mean, it's, of course, I was out the gate when they made the change. God, how many years has that been now?
Let's see. Bixby has won
6 or 7 out of the 8?
I think 6 out of 7 or 7 out of 8. I always get those confused. Oh, I can look it up here.
So 7 or 8 years, but I was a smart aleck, surprise, and referred to it as 6A JV for the first year or so, and I'm not proud of that, and I was dead wrong. It's became great football, and it is cool to see those kids in 6A2 be able to go out and compete for a state title, and it's just so hard with enrollments being so different. Of course, we've talked about this ad nauseum over the years, but it's awful hard to ask a Stillwater to go to compete with Broken Arrow or Jinx or Union or those, from an enrollment standpoint.
Right,
so it was a great decision that they did it. I think there'll be more down the road. I think, Arkansas has a 7A.
Right.
And I think we match up pretty well with when you look at high school sports with the state of Arkansas, and that might be something might be in the future for Oklahoma.
Well, and a lot of Oklahoma schools go over and play the big schools in Arkansas and the big schools, for the most part, the big schools in Texas as well.
Right.
And Oklahoma schools have done really well. Now we're talking about your Broken Arrows, your Unions, Owasos, Jinx,
Bixby here lately has been going and doing it.
Yeah. But, 6A2, definitely a fun class because right now you got Midwest City, Dale City in that mix in there with your Bixbys and your Choctaws and your Stillwaters and your Booker T. Washingtons. Yeah. 6A2 might look a little bit different next year. Boy, you better get going Stillwater Choctaw because next year and after that is a great opportunity for them because Midwest City 5A, Dale City 5A, Bixby 6A1.
Oh, it's going wide open.
So 6A2 will look a whole lot
wide open.
Yeah.
And your Stillwaters, your the way Deer Creek's going right now, maybe Deer Creek's another team that can get in there and compete.
Creek will be sneaking up to 6A1 here in a few years.
Yeah, they'll be moving on up, but they've going to have a window, in there, and so that would be good. But the teams that's really exciting for too are teams like Sand Springs, Ponca City.
Yes.
Schools like that.
Muskogee
and we've been fortunate enough to experience it 4 times here in Guthrie, but it really does have an effect on your community when you get on one of those championship runs. It really is a positive thing. So it'll be exciting for those communities.
We're up against our first break, but I was listening to Bill Hastings. He was on the radio, Tulsa World writer, and they were talking about Hall and Hall. We'll talk about Class 3A here a little bit later on in the show. But he was talking about, they've only been with the OSSA maybe 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
And they were talking about winning last year's state championship, and he goes, and a big donor came through and helped them out. I was like, oh wow, a donor came out and helped buy some rings. Bought everyone state championship rings. No, he bought him a $200,000 scoreboard, or he or she bought a $200,000 scoreboard.
So we've had a $35 million paint job
at Tulsa Union,
and now we got a $200,000 scoreboard.
Yes, at Hall and Hall.
Football's not important in Oklahoma. It doesn't mean anything.
Well, see, Guthrie, it won't be ready for this year, but Guthrie, I just heard about Hall and Hall scoreboard today. A few weeks ago, the scoreboard proudly accepted and since they're a sponsor of our broadcast, F&M Bank donated $80,000 for a new scoreboard, and they've always have donated money for scoreboards throughout the Guthrie School District. F&M Bank Stadium in Piedmont, F&M Bank
do great things for the kids.
Great things for high school,
no doubt.
But a couple of weeks ago, man, $80,000. That's awesome.
I want to see what 120 extra grand.
Yeah, I want to see. I do too. That's a fast computer. Everyone gives me a hard time about my computer. I want to see how fancy that Hall and Hall.
That's going to be pretty nice.
Absolutely. Okay. We're just getting started here on the High School Huddle. When we come back, it is a big game in the Metro. Guthrie and Carl Alberts, 2 teams in Phil's top 5. One of my teams just outside the top 5, but looking to get in that top 5. We're going to talk about that and some other big games across the state of Oklahoma. We still got to get to some individual performances as well, and then our picks for the games of the week. Still got a great show for you here on the High School Huddle. It continues after our opening timeout. This is the High School Huddle with our title sponsor, Generations Church.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world.
Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time?
100% tenderloin, that's where the golden tenders come from.
Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing. Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I love to get extra rolls, so I love it. Mm-hmm.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky.
Have you met Clucky the chicken?
Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden.
Golden Chick.
He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy. Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by two combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Louis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Louis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle. Join the huddle yourself and let us know your thoughts by calling our toll-free number at 1-800-897-3678 or simply tweet us by using the hashtag OKHSHuddle. Now let's get back in the huddle and talk high school sports.
With Cheyenne in our Stillwater studios, Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you. It is the High School Huddle, week number 5 of the high school football season. And real quick, before we get to more high school football, just a reminder, here on 93.7 FM, Saturday, the Oklahoma State Cowboys back at home again. Another two teams undefeated inside Boone Pickens Stadium as the Oklahoma State Cowboys take on the Baylor Bears.
A hot Baylor Bears team right
Game
now.
day live at Eskimo Joe's, OSU pregame show, the football game, and then back to Eskimo Joe's for Game Day Live, all here on Saturday afternoon on Hot 93.7 FM. Should be a fun day of college football.
Should be.
Well, Phil, let's take a look at dive in a little bit in Class 5A football. And last week, the Guthrie Blue Jays improved to 4-0 on the season. Went on the road, took down Piedmont. Final score there was 35-14. Piedmont still looking for their first victory on the field, but Guthrie 4-0. Now the four opponents combined have only won one game on the field against Willington, Texas. Duncan with that victory there. But Guthrie is beating teams like they're supposed to against those teams that aren't so good. 35-14, 67-0, 33-0. So Guthrie on the road in somewhat of a back and forth series. With players and coaches, all that good stuff, a fun atmosphere.
It was a good game, and really I think the Blue Jays, muffed a punt down deep inside and gave up 7, and I think we left 7 on the field on the other end. That game could have very easily been 42-7, but still a great victory for the Blue Jays. Defense looked outstanding, I thought. Outside of that opening series for the Wildcats, Blue Jay defense was pretty dominant. Offense was so well balanced throughout the evening. Had a great night, both throwing and running the ball again. Isaiah Hammonds looked like a difference maker, and young Calvert is just he's growing up every game. He gets a little better. For me, he had one bad pass last week. And
behind the receiver.
Yeah, and he was rolling to his right, and it was on the run, and that happens. I mean, I'm not being critical of him. I'm giving him a compliment.
It's a compliment.
He literally had one bad pass last
and
week.
it's like, and when that happened, you're like, oh wow.
Yeah, it was shocking.
Wow.
How'd that happen?
That wasn't,
But, man, he throws a great pass, great ball, and saw that on the 30-some-yarder across the middle, DeAndre, and then the one down the visitor sideline for 50 yards to Ty Eaton was in stride, perfect. I mean, and I told you off the air, it looks like he throws a ball that would be fun to catch.
Yeah.
It's tight spiral and this looks soft when it gets there.
And the one that DeAndre, he threw a little bit further where DeAndre had to go get it, and it fell right in his hands. Yeah. And then he also had a 33-yard touchdown reception that fell into the hands of a Guthrie receiver as well. So
yeah, it was just a good night. The one blemish on the Blue Jays last week was special teams play. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. I think our kick coverage was not where it needs to be. I think the muff punts or you got to clean that up, especially coming into a game like this week with the Carl Albert Titans.
Yeah, Carl Albert Titans 2-2 on the season. They open up district play as they hosted Guyman. It's always good when you host Guyman. By the way, Phil, we're being in Guyman in the next 2 years.
Yeah, I'll think of you.
What? Yeah, we got to go to Guyman on October 14th this year.
Why?
And then, the new district starts next year, the realignment, and it's just the way it falls.
They need to get rid of football.
Wouldn't you rather just have 2 Guyman trips in a row and then?
No, I'd rather not play them.
They're not going out of 5A anytime soon. But Guyman made the long trip to Carl Albert Midwest City. Carl Albert wins that game 42-6. Carl Albert now has victories over Guyman and Shawnee, 2 wins in a row after dropping 0-2 to begin the season against Dale City and Midwest City, 2 good teams in the Middale School District who will be making their way down to 5A next year. But it is Guthrie Carl Albert week. That game will be inside Jelson Stadium. It'll be right here on 93.7 FM, and it'll also be streaming on our video stream on Guthrie News page. But Guthrie has not won this game since 2015.
No, 6 years.
They've lost 4 games in a row. Remember, Guthrie Carl Albert did not play last year due to COVID concerns, and a lot of teams have lost 4 or 5 in a row. Carl Albert.
It's been a wild run for the Titans the last 5 years. So,
but always an entertaining ball game. Carl Albert's had the advantage over the last several years. But if there was one program to give Guthrie or to give Carl Albert a good series over the years, it's been Guthrie since 2000.
Yeah, since 2000, you can go back and look at the series. It's probably close to 500 now, but at one point we were up several games. I mean, it sounds weird to say, but Guthrie had Carl Albert's number in the series. I mean, it was a pretty significant spread in victories. But, Carl Albert, and we were watching some film on Carl Albert earlier, and they do look different, than what we became accustomed to.
And that's a high level. I mean, we
very high level.
We were talking about Spencer Rattler.
Yeah.
We're comparing him to Heisman runner-up.
Yeah.
Here we are comparing Carl Albert to 5-time state championships in a row.
2 losses in 5 years. It's pretty good. But it does. It jumps out at you a little bit when you watch it. At least it did me.
Knew that was going to happen.
It has to. Well, it has to. It's high school sports.
30 seniors gone. It had to come down there a little bit.
Ben Harris played there for 27 years.
Yeah. Now he's with the Sooners, but. It's always fun when it's inside Jelsma.
Yeah.
There's more room.
Big
atmosphere. So we'll talk a little bit more about Guthrie Carl Albert in our next prediction. Well, I'm not going to predict that game.
Why not?
Well, if I pick Guthrie, I'm a homer. If I pick Carl Albert, then everyone thinks I don't like Guthrie. So
you told me off. Well, never mind.
So we'll talk about that game a little bit in our final segment here. Continue with 5A football. I think 5A football is going to be so much fun to watch in the postseason because we always talk about 5A2 running the entire 5A level, of course, with Carl Albert there. Guthrie, McGinnis. We'll talk about McGinnis here in a second. The Taffy kid continues to play great high school football. But 5A2, then Lawton Ike's a little sneaky there. Piedmont's going to have to fight with Lawton Ike, I think, a little bit as well. But then you look at 5A1, Ardmore, Lawton MacArthur, as always, is your 2 teams undefeated. Right. But I tell you, the Noble Bears, and I've watched them offensively. I watched them play Piedmont in a 49-35 contest. That offense for the Noble is fun to watch. It's a spread offense, and spread offense is slowly making its way into 5A football. They throw it all over in 6A football. 5A still not quite a passing league, passing class, but Noble does that, and they have a Division I baseball player in Colin Fisher going to go pitch for the Sooners. for them, and he can sling it.
Yeah, and it's fun when you see teams like Noble because they've really been on an upward track the last several years in football. And Guthrie, back in the day, we used to play him every year, and it was always one of those fun games. And
used to be in our district.
Yeah, it was in our district, and so we know Noble well, and it's fun to see those kids having success over there and doing so well. I think, to your point about 5A and spinning the ball, throwing the ball around, I think that's why most people have Collinsville. I'm not going to say it's unanimous, but it's pretty darn close as the top program in 5A right now because they throw the ball like they are a 6A2 team or a 6A team. I mean, they can really throw the football. So, it's throwing the ball. If you can throw the ball well in 5A, you have a huge advantage in 5A.
Absolutely. And it'll be interesting when Noble and MacArthur play, Noble and Ardmore play, Ardmore, MacArthur, all that scenario. I like Noble's offense. I still got to see defensively if they can stop MacArthur or Ardmore.
Right.
And that's what I'll be when those games present themselves. What I'll be looking at. But the Noble offense, it's a fun offense to watch.
It is. It is. And I think jumping back to Guthrie for a second, as good as the Guthrie offense has been through 4 games, and they've been very, very, very good. Guthrie's defense just keeps getting a little better every week.
Yeah.
And they started out very well. I mean, their defense is good, and we haven't faced a team yet that can throw the ball around, a lot, and that'll be the ultimate test. But what we've seen up to this point, boy, howdy. I mean, Guthrie defense is playing lights out. 21
points in 4 games is all they've given up. The DeQuazy with Carl Albert will be a good test for that Guthrie defense as well. And so we always 5A1, 5A1, and 5A2. But this year you got McAllister, Coweta. You mentioned Collinsville. They have the All-State caliber quarterback and Andrew Carney. They got an All-State wide receiver as well. And a lot of people forget about that receiver. And Collinsville. Even with the injury to Carney, I'm not sure. I think he went down a couple weeks ago. I don't know if he's playing back there or not, but I can't find anything. I keep looking.
Yeah.
I guess I need to call Collinsville's cafeteria lady and see if
what's going on
if Carney's playing, but I can't find any information on that. But Collinsville will snooze 11-0, and we'll see how it breaks up in the quarterfinals. But they'll just breeze on through that. But you got teams like Sapulpa is trying to come on. And I was looking, our friends at the Tulsa World had, I can't remember, it was Collinsville and somebody else. Who they play? Who's Collinsville play this week? Sapulpa. They had them one of the top games. Collinsville will roll through that game. And then there was another game. Coweta and Tulsa Rogers was in their top 10. And Coweta will roll through that as well. I really think so. But 5A will be a fun class to watch, not only in the regular season, but really in the playoff run.
Yeah, it'll be good. I mean, there's 6-7 teams, I think, that are all right there. It's the first time in several years because of Carl Albert and McGinnis's really dominance in 5A. It's the first time in several years that I do think it's wide open. I think, this is a year where you could see, a McAllister, a Coweta, Collinsville, a Guthrie, get back in and compete for a gold ball.
MacArthur Ardmore.
No doubt.
Speaking of which, McGinnis, running back Michael Taffy, the Millwood transfer.
He's pretty good.
How about this night against Lawton Ike in a 56-41 victory? Got a little bit closer. McGinnis jumped out to the lead. Lawton Ike made it a little bit closer. But Michael Taffy, 28 carries, 262 yards, and 6 touchdowns.
That's a season for a lot of kids. But, what's concerning about that is they gave up 41 points.
Yeah.
Now that could be for a lot of reasons. I mean, McGinnis could have had some of their, second teamers in there. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know how it ended either.
But whatever it is, at one point they were up huge. And then at the end of the game, you look down and say, ooh, I got a little tighter, but it's still a W, and nobody cares about how many points, right?
Absolutely, and appreciate everyone listening to us on 93.7 FM. You can also watch this broadcast on Guthrie News page YouTube. We have there. We appreciate some of the comments coming in. Has Guyman been to the Rock? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't feel like it, but they do. Guyman does come here, and Broken Dad says, I think he means Guthrie, look like we better be prepared to meet Carl Albert than we have had for several years. Better chance to compete with Carl Albert.
Yeah, and I think that's accurate. I think there's, and again, it's Guthrie's playing good football right now. Yeah, you play who's on your schedule. They've won the way they should win against those kind of teams, but they've looked good. I mean, last week, again, special teams did not look good. I mean, in all phases of special teams. Extra points and all that was fine. But, boy, I tell you, we struggled some area. We've got to clean that up because that's the kind of stuff that can cause you in a game like Carl Albert to not win when many people think, it's that this is a year that Guthrie could get back in the W.
Be the best chance to compete.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at 5A rankings real quick, Phil. And we differ a little bit. I got Collinsville number 1, Coweta number 2. Yes, I have Carl Albert number 3 with that 2-2 record. If a lot of teams play Midwest City, Dell City, they're going to have those 2 losses as well. I like the non-district scheduling of that, and so I don't default them.
Right.
That Dell City was a little bit, I think it got out of hand a little bit.
It did a little
bit. But the 14-9 with Midwest City. So I still got them as number 3. They are the 5-time defending state champions. I got McAllister number 4. A lot of people have McAllister higher than that. I have them at number 4, and right now I have McGinnis at 2-2. Right, if I had to go to number 6, that's where I would have Guthrie. A lot of polls have MacArthur and Ardmore ahead of Guthrie.
Yep.
Guthrie beat MacArthur on the road in the playoffs last year. I think Guthrie's better this year than they were last year. Of course, these are just rankings. These are just talking points.
Yeah.
And then your top 5, Phil?
Well, Collinsville, I think most people, it's a consensus. They're probably the number 1 team. I do have McAllister at number 2, Coweta at 3, Guthrie Blue Jays at 4, and I have them just ahead of the Carl Albert Titans. So, to me, I've seen enough from Guthrie to believe that they've earned the right to be in the top 5. I mean,
I won't disagree. Yeah.
They're playing very, very well. I know they're your number 6 team, but in either one of those is you're flipping a coin. I mean, it's essentially the same thing. But we'll know more here in 2 days. We'll know if we'll know a lot more in 2 days. So.
Absolutely. Real quick, we didn't go over 6A2 rankings, and ours are pretty much similar. I got Bixby 1, Choctaw 2, Stillwater back up to the number 3 spot, Booker T. Washington down to the 4 spot. I got Midwest City at number 5.
Yeah, and I've got Bixby, Choctaw, Stillwater, Midwest City, and my Sand Springs Sandites.
Bobby Klink.
Number 5.
Got them at 4-0 on the season, and I think they're going to be favorites this week. Sand Springs.
Muskogee.
Got Muskogee, okay.
Yep.
So, and then our 6A1 rankings, Phil, I got Jinx 1. Jinx with victories over Union and Owasso. So Jinx 1, Union 2, Owasso 3, Broken Arrow 4, and there are the more Lions at 4-0.
And I'm exactly like you in 6A1, which we do these. We do not. I don't know what Chris's are, and he doesn't know what mine are.
Yeah, I do mine. I do my rankings on Monday or Tuesday, and you come in on Wednesday afternoon and get yours in.
Yeah,
so
yeah. So I mean, and I think that's most people. Again, I think that would fall. There'd be a few people that wouldn't have more at 5. But I think, again, much like Guthrie, I think they've earned that spot.
I think they've earned that as well.
So.
I think they're going to go 5-0, and Edmond Santa Fe's like, hey, sorry.
Hold on.
There's plenty. There's
the good thing about football. These rankings don't mean a darn thing.
Not a darn
thing.
You
get to settle it on the field. It's
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, we're up against our next timeout here, and we're going to take a look at maybe some more individual numbers as well from last week, but we're going to start looking forward to Week 5 and start looking at some of the matchups across the state of Oklahoma. And Cashin won.
Cashin, your number 1 team.
My number 1 team, not your number 1 team.
I'm still – if there's any good chiropractors out there, I'm looking for a new one. No, I'm joking. I've got Cashin at 2, I believe, or 3.
I think I'm number 3.
3.
Yeah. You better go outside the zip code to find a chiropractor.
Well, it's okay. I mean, like I said, rankings don't matter.
Oh.
What do I know? I'm just a bald guy with a chubby belly. I mean, I don't know anything. You
got any pictures of the Holland Hall blueprint of the scoreboard? 200.
No, but I'd like to see it.
I would too. All right. Timeout. This is the High School Huddle presented by Generations Church.
Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by 2 combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world.
Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time?
100% tenderloin, that's where the golden tenders come from.
Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing. Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky.
Have you met Clucky the chicken?
Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle. Join the huddle yourself and let us know your thoughts by calling our toll-free number at 1-800-897-3678 or simply tweet us by using the hashtag OKHSHuddle. Now let's get back in the huddle and talk high school sports.
Welcome back. High School Huddle, week number 5 approaching us. So some games will get underway on Thursday. So,
Mr. Chappell said that you picked Carl Albert over Guthrie.
So here we go already. Huh. He says that my rankings are up until this week. Mm-hmm. So after the Guthrie Carl Albert game, I will decide. These rankings are what I have seen so far.
Yeah.
Nothing with the future. These are past results.
So when we go through our predictions, you're not going to predict that game.
I am not going to predict that game, no.
Don't worry, guys. I got a prediction.
Phil's got a prediction. Well, you got Guthrie number 4.
Yeah. About how much now?
Oh. Who knows? You might have Guthrie beating Bixby by the end of the show.
Could be my lock of the week.
Oh, lock of the week.
I mean, probably not, but it could be.
Could be. Oh. All right.
The last team that had any real success against Bixby was Guthrie back when Bixby was in 5A.
Yeah, Bixby for a while couldn't beat Guthrie.
Yeah.
I think Guthrie won a couple of those there. But, hey, by the way, we I think it was 2 years ago, we were always talking about Seminoles coach Mike Snyder winning. Yeah. He got that record. Of course, took down my Stigler ball club this week, the Fighting Doug Ogles. But he won that win over Stigler, 375 as a head coach.
That's a lot of victories.
Man, even if you just win 10 games a year, it would take you
almost,
37
years.
Of winning 10 games.
That's
crazy.
It's a lot of wins.
Talk Class A football real quick, Phil. You want to do that?
Yeah.
Let the folks on our video audience check out the rankings in Class A. But the Cashion Wildcats ended Watonga's perfect season, 56-34 to begin district play. Landon Lagasse, 15 catches, 156 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
Good night.
For my number 1 Cashion Wildcats. The defending state champions, the only team to win, 15 games in a year?
Yeah.
Last year?
I think that's right, yeah.
15 or 16. I think it was 15. Yep. Only team to do that last year, and no one's knocked them off yet, so I keep them.
They got beat the first game of the year.
Well,
listen, you're talking like, listen, You know I'm a Cashin guy. I love Cashin.
Here we go.
No, I picked him to win the state title last year from week 1.
Well, you and 98.4%.
That's irrelevant. How many people agreed with me? I mean, but don't make it sound like I hate Cashin. I don't hate Cashin.
I didn't say you hate Cashin.
I think Ringling and Hooker are better right now.
Cashin lost to Rejoice Christian.
Yeah.
Private school up in Owasso area. 34-27. Had taken down Perry, taken down Minko, Thomas, and Watonga now.
Yep.
So
good wins.
Those are good wins. But my Class A rankings, I got Cashin 1, Ringling 2. I think
Ringling's good.
They do have that one loss, and I went back and forth.
You gave it a consideration.
I did.
Oh,
Ringling is yes.
Okay.
Hooker 3, Gore 4, Pawhuska back in the top 5 for me.
Yeah, and I'm Ringling, Hooker, Cashin, Gore, and Pawhuska. So we've got the same 5, just in a different order. Ringling's good though, dude. And so's Cashin, so's Hooker.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all good football teams.
Let's look at some more individual numbers here. I think I hit most of them. OCS, let's go ahead and get into this real quick. I think what's that, Class 3?
2.
Oh, sorry.
2.
I just gave 3A away. Yep. Class 2A, OCS, what did that young man do? Colin Madison for OCS, 121 yards, 4 touchdowns, 11 tackles, a fumble recovery, and took the fourth quarter off. Took down Chisholm 45-7.
And he did those 121 yards and, what'd you say, 4 touchdowns?
Yeah.
On 7 touches.
Wow.
So he touched the ball 7 times. He scored 4. That's a good day's work.
That's a good percentage.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Team, I'm telling you, Metro Christian Washington were in the state championship a year ago.
Yeah.
And if they don't get there, I think Beggs is so good. I saw them in the state basketball tournament last year, and they were so athletic, and they beat somebody really, really bad this week. It was like 80,
82 to 20-something.
80-something on there.
Yeah, they did.
But 82 points, there you go. In 3 quarters.
Yeah.
82-25 against the fighting Troy Aikmans, Henrietta.
The Hens.
Yeah. So, but Class 2A rankings, I got Metro Christian 1, Washington 2, Beggs 3, Carson May and the Jones Longhorns at number 4, OCS at number 5. Of course, Carson May, the Jones quarterback, committed to play football at Iowa. Iowa's playing some good football right now.
Top 5 team in some rankings.
We'll see what.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah.
I still think they'll lose a couple along the way, but my top 5 is identical. The top 3 are identical, and then I flip Jones and OCS. I have OCS at 4 and Jones at 5.
Metro Christian's only loss coming to Holland Hall, who's the number 1 team in Class 3A football. Lincoln Christian 2, Heritage Hall 3. I got Verdigris, the 4-0. I think I might be visiting Verdigris middle of October. I think we got state volleyball tournament in the middle. I think the 5A, 6A state championships are being played in Verdigris this year. So I'll get up there and see them. And I got Seminole. The Fighting Doug Ogles are in my top 5.
Oh, you're a believer all of a sudden.
Stigler.
All of a sudden. Heritage Hall 1, Holland Hall 2, Lincoln Christian 3, my Kingfisher Yellow Jackets 4, and then Seminole 5-0.
So Kingfisher 3-1,
Yep.
Seminole 5-0.
Yep. Well, you got Carl Albert 2-2 ahead of 4-0 Guthrie, so that's your lock of the week.
That's my lock of the week.
That's what you've been saying on every break.
Breaking news here on the High School Huddle. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, Phil, we got a few extra minutes in this segment, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the games of week number 5. And your Sand Springs Sandites, you were talking, boy, the last time you talked up a team like Sand Springs was Owasso.
And what'd they do, Chris?
They won state that year.
Won state. It's not going to happen this year for Sand Springs, but I think they'll make a deep run. Yeah, okay. They're not beating Bixby anytime soon.
Are they going to beat Muskogee?
Yes.
All right, Sand Springs is at Muskogee, a 6A2 matchup there. All right, Phil. Norman North, the west side, taking on the east side, Owasso. Owasso, they're going to be a little grumpy this week.
They're going to be grumpy. I think Owasso wins that game handily.
Yeah, Owasso leads the series 6-2, have won 4 in a row. Owasso won this game last year, 33-22. Norman North. Last victory in the series came back in 2016. Move on to 2A football. The Chandler Lions, the Fighting Tony Wilsons, the Lugnut. They take on Jones. Chandler at Jones. And this will be a good matchup. Chandler 2-2 on the season. Jones 2-2. District play.
Carson Macon flat spin it going to Iowa. Iowa's big-time D1 commit. Jones wins over Chandler.
Jones inside their new football stadium. Same location. Mm-hmm. It almost looks the same. It's just a little fresher.
Yep.
All right, Phil, we talked about the Cashion Wildcats 4-1 on the season. They're taking on Oklahoma Christian Academy. We've called Oklahoma Christian.
We have.
We did a playoff game, right?
Against Crescent, I believe.
Yes, in the old Ed Memorial
Stadium
before the remodel.
Yeah, of course. We wouldn't be able to go now. They have a beautiful press box. We had to scale 6 ladders and hang by a rope to get up to where we were going.
Do you have any power in this place?
And they looked at us like, huh?
Yeah, that was
about 800 yards of extension cord rolled out that night.
But we got it in there.
Oh, yeah.
Crescent won. That was 2017.
Yeah.
That was 4 years ago.
That's crazy.
I remember that little bitty place like it was yesterday.
Yeah, yeah.
But Cashion takes on Oklahoma Christian Academy.
Yeah, Cashion wins this.
Yeah. Name their score, right?
Huh?
They're going to name their score, whatever they want?
Yeah, I think they'll beat them big.
All right. We'll go back to Class 2A. Washington taking on Bethel. Bethel's 4-0 for the first time since 2006. Washington's pretty darn good.
Yeah, Washington, I think, I don't know if they can win by as many as they want, but it's going to be darn close to that. I think Washington wins this game going away.
Yeah, I think I might still have our rankings on our screen here. Washington. Yeah, I got Washington 2. You got Washington 2. I really like Washington's chances of getting back to that state championship game. We'll see how it plays out in Class 2A football. Collinsville at Sapulpa. Collinsville 4-0. Sapulpa 3-1. Sapulpa was glad to be in 6A2 instead of a 6A1. Now they're down in 5A football. Things are feeling good up there. But for some reason, this one's by a couple of people think this was a game worth us discussing. I really don't think. I don't think it's going to be close.
Well, I think, and it depends on if the Kearney kid's playing.
Yeah, that's
I mean, that's a big factor. But I think even if he doesn't play, I think Collinsville wins the ball game. If he does play, I think they win the ball game going away.
I think they're going to go away in their next 6-7 ball games. Gilkey has filled in nicely.
He's done a good job
for Kearney as well.
Yeah.
All right, one more before we get to our final timeout here. We'll take you up to the top of the hour. Phil, Deer Creek coming off their first loss of the season. The Stillwater Pioneers went on the road, beat them in overtime. They take on Putnam City North.
Putnam City North wins.
Just like that.
Well, who are they playing?
Deer Creek.
Oh, there you have it.
So, wow. You know what? I better take a timeout.
Better take a timeout.
I see you pondering over there.
I got things to say.
All right, we're going to take our final timeout. When we come back, we take a look at the top 5 games in the state of Oklahoma, including Guthrie, Carl Albert, our game of the week in the state of Oklahoma. Final timeout. This is the High School Huddle.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Louis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Louis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world.
Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time?
100% tenderloin, that's where the golden tenders come from.
Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing.
And we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baking.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it. Mm-hmm.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky.
Have you met Clucky the chicken?
Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy. Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by two combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle. Join the huddle yourself and let us know your thoughts by calling our toll-free number at 1-800-897-3678 or simply tweet us by using the hashtag OKHSHuddle. Now let's get back in the huddle and talk high school sports.
Final segment here on the High School Huddle. Glad you spent your Wednesday night with us. And if you missed the broadcast and listen out on Radio Land on 93.7 FM, you can always check out our YouTube feed. Go to YouTube and search Guthrie News Page. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, click the bell, be notified when we go live with our show. Also, we'll talk about the game here in a little bit, but our broadcast will be Friday night here on 93.7 FM. The Carl Albert Titans 2-2 on the season, taking on the Guthrie Blue Jays 4-0. Our pregame show will begin at 6:30, and then kickoff will be at 7 o'clock. Phil and I will have the call that one, and we've had many of them. I always look forward to it. It's always a fun game to be a part of, win or lose. But that will be on Friday night. Hope you can join us there. If not, go to your game. Check us out on the radio. Post-game show, we'll talk about some of the scores around the state of Oklahoma in Week 5 of the high school football season. More on Guthrie Carl Albert here in a second. Phil, you were able to look up some scoreboards prices. And what
do you think the average cost of a high school scoreboard is across the country? Yeah,
across the country. Yeah. So you're talking from
all the little ones to
Laverne to Holland Hall.
Coil to
Broken Arrow.
Yeah, right. What do you think the average is, Chris?
Well, I know the Guthrie 9-inning scoreboard, which is nice, was $14,000.
Right.
That's pretty good. So I would say that's probably average, $14,000.
Right there, $14,000 to $20,000 is average.
His average.
Is average
for a scoreboard.
Yeah. So 10 times that
is Holland Halls. Imagine how much like Oklahoma State and OU and
millions, right?
Oh, high definition. Yeah. I mean, those are crystal clear. It's crazy how much scoreboards cost. Okay, we got 3 more minutes left until we send you back to some of the great music. Wagner, the Bulldogs, Phil, Class 4A football. They're 3-1 on the season, both in our top 5 on the road at Bristow.
Yeah, come back with the W. Yeah, Wagner will win that one.
Yeah, take it easy, Wagner. Don't be nice to them.
Don't go crazy.
All right, Verdigris. Talked about them earlier. They got into my top 5 this week. In Class 3 football, taking on Berry Hill.
Yeah, Verdigris will get the W here.
On the road.
Yeah,
on the road.
Get the W here.
All right. Well, I will go with Berry Hill just to prove just because Verdigris is in my top 5 doesn't mean they're going to automatically win. So I will go with Berry Hill.
Hedging your bet.
In that one. Dell City at the Stillwater Pioneers. Boy, Stillwater has like the top 3 games, it seems like every single week in the state of Oklahoma as they play on Thursday. And I was reaching out to my Stillwater folks. I haven't heard a reason why this game is on Thursday.
Right.
It's in Stillwater, so I'm not sure what that is, but that's good because we'll be able to watch that if we like to. But Dell City, very athletic, taking on Stillwater. Both teams 3-1. Both teams 1-0 in district play.
Yeah, and I'm going to follow Chris's trend. I'm going to pick Dell City to upset Stillwater. I don't know why. That Dell City runs the ball exceptionally well. Very athletic quarterback. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to sneak one out this weekend.
Stillwater knows how to win. They know how to win. They won in overtime going Pioneers.
Yeah. There you go. Well, If we go to the game, you're driving.
We have to put like a hood over you. Yeah. You can go to Stillwater or Cashion now.
You can go 2 places, yeah.
All right. Jinx at Broken Arrow. Jinx has beaten the who's who so far. They've beaten Union. They've beaten Owasso. They're the number 1 team in 6A football. They go for the sweep in the big school district.
And they're going to get it.
As they take on Broken Arrow.
Yeah, and they'll get it. I think they'll handle Broken Arrow. It's so impressive. Of course, Jinx has as a freshman starting at quarterback. How good are you when you're a freshman and you're starting at quarterback at Jinx?
There's a lot of kids that can't start as a freshman on their high school ball club at a 3A, 4A, 5A school. I mean, he's leading Jinx.
Yeah, no, very impressive. I think Jinx gets that.
Tells me his mailbox is probably getting some letters.
Probably some mail being addressed to the young man.
And then we got to get out of here. The game of the week, the Guthrie Blue Jays hosting the Carl Albert Titans. Guthrie perfect 4-0. Carl Albert 2-2. 2 tough losses, Midwest City, Dell City. Games inside Gels Smith Stadium. We'll have the call of the game. Check us out on Friday night. You going there?
What's that? Prediction?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Guthrie 28, Carl Albert 14.
Oh, goodness gracious.
No, I am standing by that. I think Guthrie's better than Carl Albert this year. I think, it's Carl Albert, though, right? So Carl Albert could be 0-4, and Guthrie could be 4-0. They could come in and knock us off, vice versa. But I'm telling you, this Guthrie team is showing everything you want to see at this stage in the season. I think Guthrie is going to surprise a lot of people this year.
I'm sure the Carl Albert caller commentary guy is picking Carl Albert to win as well. So it's all good. So it's a fun series. Both teams respect each other. Both coaching staff respect each other. It's a fun series.
28-14.
28-14 is what Phil's going with.
Lock it.
All right. Thank you, Cheyenne, back in our Stillwater studio. Phil Nichols, I'm Chris Evans. This has been the High School Huddle presented by Generations Church.
This has been the High School Huddle on Hot 93.7 FM. Be sure to tune in next week as we break down more of the top games and news from across the state of Oklahoma.